Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhaja Mana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam. Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhaja Mana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam. Navakanjalochana Kanjamukhakara Kanjapada Kandarpa Ganita Amita Chavinava Nila Niraja Sundaram Patapita Manavu Tadita Ruchi Shuchi Naumi Janaka Sutavaram Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram. Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam. Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam. Navakanjalochana Kanjamukhakara Kanjapada Kanjarunam Kandarpa Ganita Amita Chavinava Nila Niraja Sundaram Patapita Manavu Tadita Ruchi Shuchi Naumi Janaka Sutavaram Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram.
Am I audible? Good, good, good. Okay, how to start?
Father, you had shared that conversation between Hanumanji and Ramji
Yeah.
in the group. In that, there was a line that bhakti ripens not through effort but through sweetness. Could you say more about that, Father?
When we look at effort, we are looking at, in this case, I realize how that line is confusing. What is being tried to be conveyed is that sense of striving, the sense of grasping. That is not what bhakti is. The sense of remaining in that loving attentiveness of God's presence, that's what bhakti is. You see, now it may seem like it is effort to come to that remaining in loving attentiveness, and that is fine. But the essence over there is not trying to force God to stay in our heart. You see? We're not trying to compel because we are doing the practice so well, or we are doing it so regularly, or we are doing it with so much effort that we will now compel God to put His grace on us. That's not the idea. The idea is that, okay, let's examine it through the lens of human relationship. You see, if you found someone came to satsang, you see, this man has come first time, and you felt like you really want to make friends with them. So suppose Lian. So he's come to satsang, now you really want to make friends with him. Now if you just force him, no, you sit with me, I'm holding your hand, I'm not leaving you. Then after a while, Lian will start to wonder, what's happening. You see, just give me some space, we need the right. So, but if, what is the way to grow in even a human relationship is to provide it that care, that loving attentiveness, that listening to what they are saying, responding. You see, not just wanting to talk all the time. All of these things are natural in human relationships also. The same principle has to apply in our relationship with God also. You see? So it is not a forcing, it is not trying to show how powerfully we are doing the practice or how with how much effort we are doing it. It is to basically come to a point where we are being present to their presence. You see, in the human way, and then in present to his presence in our heart. You see? So whatever is required to be done to bring us to that loving attentiveness, that amount of effort is fine. But remember that that effort is an effort in letting go, not in an effort in grasping. You have to let go of the falls, and that feels like effort. You see, but that is not the effort that we are talking about. So, sweetness is that tender loving care, that loving attentiveness to God's presence instead of the trying to grasp or effort to get Him. So, getting all these strange examples these days, but so if our antakarna was a thali, was a plate, you see, it got many elements. It's got body sensations, it's got thought movement, it's got emotional things, all the sensations of pain and pleasure, then emotional pain and pleasure, all of these things are offered on the thali for God, on the plate for God. But the love in our heart is the mango pickle, or whatever is attractive to you. If it is the dessert, the sweet dish, then that is the love in our heart. So when we offer ourselves to Him with full love in our hearts, then I don't feel He knows how to turn away from that. See, of course, everything is ultimately His grace and He cannot be forced. But if there was a way to force Him, probably this is the only way that comes close to forcing Him. Just offer yourself as a plate, empty plate to God, just with that one bite of your heart which is available to Him. This plate is probably the only plate which is best offered empty except that pickle in it. If we are too full of ourselves, then it seems more difficult for God to take over. So coming to satsang is a attempt at a takeover, you see, from me to God. So how to attract that one to buy me out? Yes, the love is most attractive. But if I say, exactly, see, exactly, this is exactly what I want to show. If we offer ourselves like this, no, the minute he comes close, we are like, you see, then you know what she did, you didn't see on Zoom, but she said, okay, now tell me, are you really giving it to me or not? You see, so in a way, this is our relationship with God also. I surrender fully, do what you want with me. You see? And then something starts to shake in our life. No, not that. I take it back. So we surrender and we take it back. Yes. What is to be surrendered? Our full everything. Our full insides, outsides, everything. If it's too warm, we can put on a bit.
I don't know what to say, but I want to say. Heart is like, I feel like what you said, it feels like how I am somewhere with you. You know, I feel like I say all these things and I even feel all these things and I want to surrender fully, and it's easy when I'm not in satsang, or many times, of course, over here also, but something comes here when I feel like here is like rubber hitting the road, and something like the ego is so threatened. I can see it now. I know it's not me. I know that somewhere now, even though I don't know it clearly, but I have a sense now that it's not about me. It's that which has to die here, which gets so like it's completely out of move, so it just goes like it goes full throttle basically. And like you would say that it's like a guerrilla warfare, and that's how I'm experiencing it. And I don't know what to do about it. I also shared with you that day. I just want to come up and I don't even know what to say, or if I, I don't know, Father.
Very good. So, in what way do you notice that it is not the original you? It is the trickster mind. In what way do you notice that?
Because I notice it in different ways at different points. So sometimes I can speak now fresh. I feel like I know I belong when I say God's name. I know I belong there, and I feel her presence so much, and I feel her reciprocation of love, and I feel like it's like it fills me, and I know I'm fully empty of thought, empty of everything that time. But so now today it was like that I also can connect to the name deeply, and I also see this one like banging on the door, like wanting to enter, like loudly coming up with like
In what way? Like you
thoughts.
see in thoughts, right?
In thoughts, and also sensations in the body, Father. It's like a
Can you just
learned,
reduce this a bit, the volume?
it's like a learned
Yeah.
response in the body also.
Check, check, check. Acha.
Okay, it's very loud still. So I notice it in thoughts, and I feel it like sensations also. Something that
Also,
it's very.
these things are happening.
Okay, these are okay.
Today there's a lot of feedback coming.
Should I put it off?
We'll try one last.
And it's like a set of thoughts and set of sensations. Together, like that's been labeled as the satsang experience in the head. And I want to get rid of it, Father. I'm not gonna go in it now. Whatever it takes, and you told me the way is to be a fool, no? So I don't have anything smart to say.
Yes. So the messaging is usually around how am I going to be perceived? Is it? What will people think of me? I don't want to be laughed at. I don't want to look foolish.
All that is secondary,
Yeah,
okay? I don't have so much like, what will people think of me? It's there, but it's secondary, Father. It's with you.
Yeah.
It's how you will see me.
Yeah.
And And it's not that simple, Father. It says that, so it's made like a narrative, a subtitle out of each of your looks. Okay. Yeah. Now these very loving looks, very sweet looks. Sometimes they can look like God is in front of me, and sometimes they look like God is judging me. So for me, it's really what gets to me is, so God is judging my voice, God is judging my looks, God is judging my actions, God is judging, and it comes like that. It doesn't say in these words, and that's what is like, it creates that, and its main game is to shut me down. It wants to shut me down, put me in a corner, and after that, all that what will people think, comparison, this, that starts. All that is, but this is what I feel I struggle with, Father. I don't know if I'm saying the right thing also.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm really not sure.
If you feel that here what has happened is that there is a recognition of reality, recognition of who I really am, if you feel that. Now, do you feel like that can happen without recognizing the reality that there is God in everyone? Can that happen, you feel?
I want to go slowly because I know the answer. And the reflex is to say, of course not, but
Does anybody come to the realization that God is only here?
no, definite. Like from the glimpse that I have had, not at all. Can't be possible. It's impossible.
So, whatever's the highest you feel that I can feel about any of you, what I really feel about you, any of you, is much higher than that. Is it? Bhaiji was also saying the other day, Hanuman Poddarji, that we just have to, anyone who comes into our lives, we have to realize that it is God playing a role. It is God playing a role. God is wearing these clothes of the body and God is playing this role.
Father, I'll just say it's very possible for me to do it, practice it elsewhere, but here I'm very out of, I don't know, like I'm not able, I can go in, I can feel God's love and all of that, I feel it, Father, but this thing I'm not, something comes, you know it, and all those who know me closely in the Sangha also have seen that, right? And I don't know what to say, how to put it in words. I've struggled with it before also, Father, and it's very confusing now because I'll go now and I can teach everybody and but why can't I speak here? Why can't I why can't I? Why can't I sing here? Why do I have to go there and sing in here? Why am I supposed to be like, I don't want to be like that,
There's no reason to be constricted.
But I am. I want to say I'm really constricted here. I'm gonna.
In fact, it should be easier for all of you here.
Yeah.
Because you are the children of the house.
Yeah.
There you will be the parent of the Sangha there.
And I'm very comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm very easy, and not just in my retreat or whatever. Even if I go, like say I'll go now to that YPO event, there also, it'll take me, I mean, that little hesitation comes, and you see like 100 people, 200 people, you're just, where are you, you feel. And then I'm just chilled. I don't care who's thinking what of me. But why am I thinking so much why do I care so much? Who thinks what of me? I want to get over it, Father. I don't know how to, or if it's even possible. I don't know if it is even that who's thinking what of me, if it is that, or it's my fear of you, if it comes from my dad, what is going on? I have no idea.
But this itself is a good step.
But listen,
Yes.
it's not.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
It's not a good step.
Okay.
Why? Because if I take this step once a year,
Yeah.
when वो घड़ा भर जाता है जब ऊपर तक, it's not a good step.
Yes.
It's a horrible step. Okay, I really want to push myself into it. Every year I do this once. There'll be recordings every year. When I'm bust, then I pick up the mic and I just say whatever. It's not a good step according to me. It's horrible. Because I don't want to reach this place. No, why can't I? How can I spend 10 years here like that? Why should I be so... What am I doing, Father? How do I... It's like a cage for me. I want to...
In the cage, when you feel like you're in the cage, where is God? Are God and you together in the cage?
So, before I was going to tell you all this, I was deeply feeling her name. And I was feeling like, why am I even going to say this? Because I'll have to leave this, right? To give this reality. Like I was seeing that. So, but am I supposed to address it? Am I not? Like,
It's a good question.
Yeah.
So, stay with Him in loving attentiveness, in loving attentiveness to her, and you'll be prompted from there itself as to how to move on the outside. This is very important for all of you because all of us have this question, how to remain in loving attentiveness of God when I have to go to work and I have to handle so many things. You see, so my time for God only becomes the focused prayer time. You see, but that focused prayer time is so that we learn how to practice how to be in every other time.
but Father, if this comes, and that is, like, I can feel. So, last satsang also.
Can both come together?
No, but it switches. Like, it'll go black and white like that. It'll switch. And
Okay, try now. I know something is saying, but if I go back to God, then we are not resolving this issue. I want to resolve this issue. Okay, let's try, but we'll resolve it. Don't worry. We won't close the conversation without resolving. Stay with God and welcome every obstruction, every constriction. It's a condition, yes?
it is.
And all conditioning has to come up when we are finding our permanent home in our hearts with God. All conditioning has to be vomited out, has to be cleared up.
Yeah.
You see? So then we are not to fear it from coming up. Remember that it is going, it is not coming.
I want to say one thing,
Yeah.
it's a very foolish thing, and I would not say it, but I want to say it because it's foolish. I don't want to hear this recording.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear this recording later.
Because?
Something hates it. Like, I don't want to hear my voice. I hate my voice. I hate my voice. Like how,
Like today, if it's good news, then you're sounding a bit different also. Voice.
why?
It sounds not the usual voice. It's like you have a
You
bad
also
throat or
hate
something.
it.
No, of course. Not at all.
Quite bad. No, it's not. I don't have a bad throat. Yeah. It's something like there's a,
Somewhere that's a condition
yeah,
also.
it's all connected. It's all
All
this one
condition. You
thing.
probably as a child somebody told you, or growing up somebody told you some stupid thing, and then that stays with us.
Yeah.
And it becomes so
It's
deeply ingrained.
it's
And then
self-conscious.
imagine what it does. If a teacher of God decides that they hate their voice,
Yeah.
then they won't put their videos out, they won't share
I
what they.
don't. I hate it. I wouldn't let them put anything on my Instagram where I'm talking.
But are you leading people to God?
Well,
Yes, you are.
I am.
So if you are, then to allow a fear about what people will think of my voice to get in the way of
Not just
sharing.
voice. I'll tell you this,
Uh-huh.
Father.
Tell.
It's not just voice. It is, okay, I wanna say this. It's like if like how my mind sees it, okay? If my video is out there, it's gonna say, this stupid girl, she's so. It's like a complete imposter syndrome, it's called. What do you call it? It's a complete, like, like, you, you are giving gyan, you are so, look at your voice, look at your face, look at what you're saying, you're such a fake. Uh, so I wanna I want to be nobody. I don't want to care. Like if I have to do my work, I want to speak about God. I want to speak about God.
Yes.
I don't want to be like the best speaker of God or whatever. Or I don't want to be like, hating on that girl who tries, in her own way. It's very bad,
Know
Father.
that, okay, who is the one most responsible for spreading Jesus' message all over the world?
The apostles.
Which one in particular?
No. Uh, the rock, Peter. No?
Saint Paul.
Saint Paul.
Yes. So he was a stammerer.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You see? So he was a stammerer, but he was most responsible for spreading the message.
Yeah.
So he even wrote to one of the
Corinthian.
territories, maybe Corinthian.
Yeah,
Yes, so
First
Corinth.
Corinthians.
So he wrote a letter to the people of Corinth, the Corinthians, saying that when I met you, there was a lot of stammering. You see? But don't go with the charismatics, because in their charisma they will, fool you. But know that you must listen to those who are speaking the voice of the Atma. He didn't say Atma, the
Yeah,
Holy Spirit
Spirit.
within. You see? So as long as you offer, your dharma as a teacher is to offer yourself up to the Atma to speak through you. That is the dharma, that is the only dharma. And our intention to do that is all that we can do, moment to moment. You see? Now, if you are doing that, you are allowing yourself to do that, then that voice must be heard. You see? That must be shared. It doesn't matter if it is stammering or if it is not that there's anything wrong at all with your voice, firstly. I'm just saying that
It's
even
not
if there
just
was
voice, no.
everything.
It's like I've always felt, and I've told you this before, there's a spotlight,
Yeah.
right? And it's an uncomfortable spotlight. And this spotlight, it came through maybe
Why does it come only in the recordings you share, no, with so many people?
yeah,
Then
it's not there that time. God, I feel God. I feel like I always sit there and I say, you, I don't know what to say, you say. I always say this, Father. Mostly, whenever I can. And there also there's a judgment. You to love giving gyan, you to just keep talking. I'm only telling the bad side, Father.
yeah,
You know.
there's nothing that will convince me about the bad side. Don't worry, even if you repeat it 100 times. So, does God tell you that there's something wrong with you, there's something wrong with your voice, something wrong with your.
Never.
God
God
doesn't
only
say.
gives me love, I feel, and gives me immense
Yes.
support.
So you have to leave that to get into that mode.
Yeah, definitely. But
So, as your father, can I tell your Sangha something?
of course,
Please put all the recordings.
now after this time, Father, I feel like I was so dumb before. Even now, might say something
Just
better
put them
now.
up.
I mean, they're just foolish, Father. What will people learn from me?
This is the problem. You say that you feel God when you're sharing. Then how can they be foolish?
I have felt gallons of light of God in me when
Then
I've
how can they
shared.
be foolish?
But I feel also I come in so much more like I was so rigid. I'm learning to loosen up, I feel.
Okay. So, even if that happens, it is better than so many who are sharing without any sense of God's presence
Yeah.
there.
I don't know.
And we cannot wait for that perfection, because if I waited for that perfection, not a single video of mine would be uploaded.
Father, where are you? Where am I? I'm like one.
It's not true.
I'm like the. Not
God
even
is
the
the same.
dust in your shoe, I feel.
God is the same. God is the same. So when any of us were to offer ourselves fully to God's presence and to allow Him to speak through the instrument called the body, then that is satsang.
But what about.
So I see all of you as teachers of God. I've been saying this for years.
But what about this? This that happens.
If Radha is with you now, what is this for her?
Nothing. Nothing for
You
her.
see, so Maya has to work through a forgetting of God, isn't it?
Okay, tell me one thing. Okay, yeah, I hear you actually.
No, say it's okay.
No, I hear you what you're saying, and that I know. Like I was looking at it last few days, and I was talking to Radha, and we were both talking about this so much.
Now there are two Radhas.
Yeah, there are. One is Badi Radha, Choti Radha. Huh? I know that the more I stay with her, I know she'll take it away. I'm 100% sure of that. If there is a way, that's the way. That I know. Like if this has to go, that's the way. That I know. That I have to stay with her and whatever condition is there will go. But it's very uncomfortable when it comes. Don't laugh at it.
I've done very well so far. So, even that is a Maya trick, no?
Say how?
That I will be fine not in the knowledge that she is with me right now, but when it is completely done with.
Yeah, okay.
You see? Now, even if we say, yes, I know it will be done with, but I'm waiting for that time, it's actually not full faith yet in that moment. Ramji is with me now, and there's some affliction happening in the body. You see, then I don't say, I shouldn't say, I do say, of course, but I shouldn't be saying, yes, he's here now. I know that he'll take care of this, and I'll be just fine after that. You see, that he is here now should negate everything else as a condition for me to be absolutely full of wonder, joy, or everything.
Right, I hear you.
You see,
Yes.
now on one side there's a grain of sand, and the other side there is the Lord of the universe. The Maya trick is to say that this is what needs my focus
Sure.
right now. You see? Many years ago it came to say in Satsang that if I show someone a big wall, empty white wall, and I draw a tiny dot, blue dot on it, and I say, what do you see? Most people will say, I see the blue dot. You see, hardly anyone says, I see the big white ball. So that is our situation with Maya. It is not that Maya becomes bigger than God. It's just that with our attention, with our thoughts, everything becomes so fixated on the dot. We feel like the dot has to be managed first.
Yes, Father, I mean this, I want to say that it's just a kind of like now how it's feeling, today how it was. It was like a nagging voice which told me, and I saw like it started making my body very tiny bit because I've decided I'm not really gonna go with this bullier. I'm not gonna get bullied. So I'm really like strict with it now. But I felt because it has all these things, I felt it like kind of knocking, and I just wanted to come up basically and see that it's not as it shows me it is. And I hear you when you say that don't focus on the dot because it is a dot. It is not the immensity of her, her love and her presence. It's not. It's not any comparison. Father, I'm so
Dropped
grateful.
two children to Montessori school.
Pardon me?
In my life, I've dropped my children to Montessori school. When do they get the most stomachache, headache, not, all health issues, everything?
Yeah, exam.
No, just in that,
Go to school.
drop into school. Oh, and you say, okay, you don't have to go. Immediately it goes. You see, immediately it goes. So that is what Maya is doing with you in Satsang.
Yeah. Say
The
again.
place where it feels like most is going to be in trouble or it's scared of, that's where it's like, poking for your attention.
Really.
So,
And at home, no, I'm having such a deep, prayerful time. Here also I have. But
it'll
many
keep
days I
nagging
don't.
you. It'll keep nagging you. Listen, this happened.
Yeah. And I want to get it out now. I want to see it's not actually so scary, It's not. And I don't want to care who thinks what. What will I do? Like, I often wonder what will I do with 10 people thinking good
That's so
about
great.
me?
Yes.
What am I going to do with it? I'm going to miss God,
Nothing.
I'm going to waste my time on that. I can't. I, I don't know. I want to.
That's why I keep saying the audience of one, not the audience of many. This many, this one that they are looking up to, all are going to die. Finish. You see, billions have come, billions will go, nobody cares. Even if your name is remembered, so what? You are not going to have that name anymore. You see? So, all of this is vanity. And vanity, the original word apparently comes from vapor, air. You see, it's just air. So, all of this is air. Krishna also said, millions are born, millions go in and out of me. I am the only substance of it. He is the only substance of it. All this birth and death are meaningless. So, what people think of us in that time is probably the most futile exercise to focus on. You see, yet it's a tough one because our pride is attacked in that. You see? So, when this happens, we must be thankful and say, thank you for showing me that I had this pride. You see? Now I'm going to prove to everyone even more how much of a foolish beggar I am.
Yeah. I heard that when you told me, because till I keep saving myself from you and from everyone, I'm gonna be stagnating, I felt. And I can't bear. I can't. it's like you said that day, I told you also that I'm following when you said empty the soul of the false and it's about deification of the soul. Then I really am trying to kind of drink that line that you said. And I can see, like, when it comes to emptying, when this comes, it feels like a mountain for me. And it's so foolish when I meet it. Like, now it's foolish, but
It's good. Yeah. Exactly. So when we question who we are, and the mind offers us these temptations in the form of pride, what will people think, how do I want to be perceived, what do they hear me like, what do they see me like, you see? When we question who that me is, we find that there's nobody there. Who is that one?
Father, in my case, sorry,
Whose case? This is an example. You see? Whose case?
this identity, when it's picked up, right now it's not there.
Yes. So
I can't really
when
answer.
we determine that we will speak the truth,
Yeah.
then what the false one is saying loses all relevance.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep trying to motivate all you kids to not say, but my mind is saying.
Yeah.
You see, because in the guise of, but my mind is saying, you're getting its point across. Like, if you were to say, but Maya is saying, you see, then Maya is like the serpent. You see, so why do we have to say, but the serpent is saying? Because something must be buying into that somewhere.
Definitely,
Only
yeah.
then is it relevant to bring it up and say, now it is saying that I will spend more of my time repeating what it is saying, because somewhere we want for me to chop it or someone to chop it. You see? But now we must come to a point where we see, no, what is the source of this?
So
Is
when I
it Maya
say,
or is it God?
yeah,
You see? And have that warrior in you, saying, no, if it's Maya, it's not, does not belong to me, it is not true about me, I am not going to be its indirect lawyer by saying, but it is saying. You see? Now many times we can get stuck in that, but it is saying for the whole life. No, the mind finds a good way. But the mind itself says, but the mind is saying. So just at some point we have to just chop it off.
yeah, chopping it off
We
is
hear
just,
only one voice.
chopping it off is to be with the presence of
Yes.
God
We
now.
hear only the present.
Yeah, and just be in it. And it's fine, whatever is there.
Yes.
All the conditions, when they come up,
Tell me, you tell me.
I'll tell you when they come.
No, I'm saying you're with God.
Yeah. No, right now they're not like,
So we drew the picture, no?
yeah,
So you're holding Radhama's hand.
yeah,
You see? She is there, the queen of the universe, the lord of the universe is there with you. Now this pesky insect is going on, irritating you in your ear.
yeah,
You see? Now which one will get your focus?
only her,
Of course, because
of course.
you see, it's like saying Lord Krishna showed Arjuna as Virat Roop.
Yeah,
But in that scene there was also a mosquito.
yeah,
So then Arjun said, Lord, sorry, I missed it. Can you do that again? Because this mosquito is bothering me.
yeah,
You
but
see,
it's
so every
sounding
moment
funny,
in
but
our
it
life
is
is like that.
Yeah, it is like that. It really is so sad.
Yeah.
It's not funny at all, actually. It's so sad.
The framing is funny
Yeah,
because it sounds
absurd.
so absurd. But that is our life.
Yeah, yeah. And when I say, like, so I just
Okay,
want to say
start
this.
now.
Okay. Start to speak from here, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we have to apply it then, because then Maya also tricks us then, acha. It's not sitting quietly hearing these things, no? It's not saying, okay, I've been knocked out by Rocky or something. It doesn't work like that. It will come and say, I will take my next punch. I will take the next punch. You see? So it heard this,
Yeah.
but it's going to say, see, but now what I think is,
No,
again
it's
in
not
that,
saying.
see, so we have to be just vigilant to that.
Yeah.
And we have to apply right then.
I can see Father now. I can see the light is,
Yeah.
I can be in that.
Take-
I'm not gonna turn. I can turn also, but
Yes.
I'm gonna stay,
Yeah, exactly.
And I can turn in a very sophisticated way, like you say,
Yeah.
I don't want to do
You
that.
can become very meta about it.
Yeah.
I'm just noticing
Yeah,
that
exactly.
this is what it is. Why are you noticing that?
Yeah.
The Lord is showing you all His colors. Why you want to notice that? Why you want to notice the colors of the mind when the Lord is showing us His love?
Just abandon yourself there.
Yeah,
Not there.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to Father.
And it's worth abandoning.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Worth abandoning. And just like if you are in the darshan
Yeah.
constantly,
Yeah.
then you don't even have to decide to abandon.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
darshan itself is so magnificent, not in an imaginary way, not in a visualization way. The heart darshan, which may be empty of all outpouring and perception at some time, that is so magnificent, even though you may not be able to say this is what it looks like, you see, that you don't want to turn away.
Father, you said we don't want to turn away, right?
Like we don't have to determine that I have to jump into this more. We don't have to determine anything there.
Yeah, that's true. Like you can't over there, I feel.
Yes. The only thing, maybe this is the point, which
Yeah.
is that only thing is that He will not force you to love Him.
Yeah, this is exactly what I want to ask. Yeah. It's a choice
Yes.
every time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to remember.
See? And then you will see that this movement of people around you, this outer teacher, his body, his expressions, whatever, nothing. See? It is like that tiny mosquito, but we have to give credit to Maya where it's due. It makes it seem a worthy competitor to God. And we turn away from our own inner light, and we start focusing on the outside.
So, Father, if I give, now when you said, if this outer teacher and expressions, so for a moment, something happened, but I just have to stay with her, and then it's not about me, right? That's basically it.
Absolutely.
It's not about you, it's not about anything.
Absolutely.
I just have to, like the Nam Jap, that the way we're doing, if I just say Radha once fully, I'm with her fully, and that's it. Actually, it's got nothing. The other side, not you or me, or
It's nothing.
it's nothing. Say more.
No, I'm saying the other side is nothing.
Say more about this.
I want to repeat this point till most of you have the sense of what I'm saying. It's a supreme privilege that God has given us His name. God has given us, in fact, His names. And we can call upon them. So, like Baiji said, even we are not so heartless that somebody keeps saying Ananta, 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 and we don't turn towards them. Suppose somebody came to the hall and kept saying Ananta, Ananta. No, I have an important point I'm making. You see, so for some time, and then the 10th time I will turn. No, okay, yes, please, what do you want? You see? So if we mere humans are not that heartless that we cannot not respond if somebody is calling our name, especially with love, then it's not possible for God not to respond. So what a great privilege that we have his name, her name, all the names possible, and he responds. Like he will not say, oh, you called me Rama actually. My name is Ram, so sorry. Doesn't work. It's just stupid. It doesn't. You see, do we feel like any of us, even if you're Pandits in Sanskrit, will really be able to pronounce his name? Has he given us the names so that we pronounce them perfectly? No. They are just handles that we can hold on to invoke him. You see? So whatever the name of God appeals to us in our heart, we can call upon him. Then what happens? It's not that he now starts looking at me, you see? But I am now in that faith that he is looking at me because I have called him. And that changes my position to openness, to love, to faith. You see? But I feel like in Maya's trick, what has happened is we don't realize the magnitude of this fact that we call upon God with his name or her name. You see? It's like saying that suppose somebody you really admire, thank you. Suppose somebody you really admire, you got their phone number. You see? Then you're like, oh, I got this one phone number. You see? I don't know why I always say Tom Cruise, but I got Tom Cruise's phone number. You see? So somebody who's a real fan will get really excited. Huh? But not only have you gotten God's phone number, you've gotten his hotline number. Like he has to respond. Like prime ministers have on their desk, no, apparently. That's the emergency hotline that you have to respond. So we have that for God. What a privilege that is. See? But the master skeptic, which is the mind, will always say, no, but this can't work like that. There are 8 billion of us. How can you answer every phone call? It's not possible. You see, so our mental beliefs, which we use to limit our own shape and say we are this shape, we used to frame God also in a construct. You see? Or we just get distracted. Like I am sharing this and your mind is saying, oh, but he's not looked at me whole satsang. What is that? Just tricks you into all kinds of foolishness. Like all kinds of... So I am telling you about such a important, life-changing, transformative truth. And your mind is saying, see, but he's not even looking at you. So, you see, that is the game that Maya tries to play. That is how it nags like that Montessori child, no? It will say, listen. Look at that. Look at this. To take you away from the wonder about this fact, about the greatest privilege that we have. We can call upon God. The greatest privilege that we have, we can really inquire into who we really are. Who am I? Who are we invoking in that? Who are we trying to get a darshan of in that question, who am I?
The same coming to you, Father. What is my chance to come to you? My chance is really...
Yeah, for a human life to come to satsang is very, very low probability right now.
Yeah.
And let's work and change that. Let's work and change that as much as we can. by making ourselves available to everyone. Now, in any case, Maya will trick people and not get them to us. You see? So that is going to play out anyway. But we should not allow Maya to make barrier.
Yeah.
You see, your voice is like this, your expression is like that. We cannot allow that, because if our life is in service to Him, then we must make ourselves non-performatively available to everyone that is open to this.
Father,
Yeah.
this thing that I shared, which is so difficult to even explain in words, this condition, I feel like it really stops me, Father.
Exactly.
I feel like I stop myself from sharing with the Sangha here also
Yeah.
many times because I am so like the imposter. I've assumed that voice which is in my head is actually in everybody else's head. I've assumed that, and from there it's like a dead end.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's not an
And
opening.
that actually may be true,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the way that we have ignored that voice in our head, we have to ignore that as well and show everyone to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the trickster is also one.
Yeah. 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 Totally. Totally. Yeah, Father.
But remember that, I don't know why I'm saying this. Remember that Maya is also God dressed up as the temptress.
What?
Maya is also God alone dressed up as the temptress.
Yeah.
You see? And they say in Christianity also that the devil is nothing but an angel who became proud.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
All this
just
is pride, no,
pride,
Father?
pride, yeah.
All this is
Fundamentally,
pride.
yes.
I could see like,
Because me itself is pride.
yeah,
That to take myself to be something is pride.
yeah,
That is the full fundamental ground on which all of this operates.
any focus to me,
The false
yeah,
operates on this me, which itself is notional, which itself is not reality.
that's,
So, till this me doesn't become so transparent,
yeah,
you see, till then we are all suffering from pride.
yeah. It's
And even after it becomes so transparent, it's still there lurking. So nobody can presume that now I'm done with my pride. That itself is usually the sign of falling deeply into pride.
it's a relief that this me is not me. This voice is not me. It's a huge relief.
Yeah.
Like to meet it, like only,
So, one with God or just the most foolish, humble beggar servant of God. They can seem so far apart from each other, but actually they are the closest to each other.
yeah,
You see? Which our mind cannot understand. Because in our mind it can sound like one with God is I am the Lord of the universe, and most foolish, humble servant of God is most insignificant insect on one tiny world. But because this is not linear, it is circular, these two are the closest to each other.
yeah,
You see, those two ends of the thread which actually connect.
yeah,
And the only safety is in that either the absence of me with just the pure recognition in the heart, or just to be head bowed down as the beggar servant, but not beggar servant on their own.
of God.
That is very important, because many times it can just happen that I am a beggar servant on my own. That is not a true position. You see? I am the beggar servant, foolish beggar servant, stupidest one of them all, but God is holding me up.
Yeah, I belong to God.
I am His.
I'm His, yeah.
You see, in the sense that many times it can sound like not only am I on my own now, which is the ego's stand, that I am on my own. I have to fight this life, lead this life on my own. Not only am I that, I have further bad news for you that I am just a stupid, foolish beggar servant.
That's the worldly depression
That
and
can,
all.
yeah, that can sound the most, uh, and in a way also very egotistical, is it? But that I am really nothing, nothing, nothing. But in this case, there's a good but, which is that but God.
Father, I
But
heard
God.
today, I don't know, in some talk.
Now, sorry. But if God, then me what? Sorry, I'm sounding like a computer programmer that I am, but uh, if God, then what must I be? If God is true, then if there's a me which is independent in some way, then what is the stature of that me?
Tinier than an ant.
Nothing at all.
Nothing,
No?
exactly.
Even to say beggar servant is over
Yeah.
this thing. In God's kingdom, what am I? You see?
Nothing.
So unless I see that I am Him, you see, I am Him, not in the power of Him, but in the participation as Him. You see, so this can be a fallacy, no? That I saw in self-inquiry, I am that. You see, so now, because I am the Lord of the universe, and slap is coming. So it is the closest way to put it is to say that we are one in participation. Maya said enough today.
Yeah.
बहुत हो गया तुम्हारा. Okay, I've connected my phone. Maybe we can switch on some of the phone lights. So, in, in, in light of the magnificence of God, if there is a separate one from Him, what must that separate one be? Can't actually be compared. That's why the sages of the past use words like foolish beggar, humble servant, all of these things. Now, these notions can be very oppressive if taken on their own. But in the light of the fact that that humble servant is God's child, then it is no longer oppressive. Because all confidence then comes from God's strength. So I love the word God confidence. Not confidence in myself, but supreme confidence in God. It's a fine line because the mind tries to take over that and make it about you. Oh, you are God's child. No, everyone is. Everything is. The whole creation is God's child. So the whole creation can have God confidence, and most of creation does. As all the sages have told us, the birds don't worry, the fish don't worry where food is going to come from, how will they feed their children. They just fly and something happens and they find the food that they need. You see, it's a human condition to worry. So it seems like the rest of what we call nature lives in God confidence, but we live in either meekness, a weakness, or a false self-confidence, smallest, egoic confidence, which is pride. So, can we all agree that if God was not here right now, then there is no point of God? If God also came and went, yes? Because God does not come and go. If God came and went, then God would be just like us. You see? So God is here right now. So if God is here right now, if there is a problem, the problem must be only in the instruments which I am using to see that, to find that truth. You see? Because many those who we call sages have told us, yes, he is right now. So then our job has to be to find those same eyes that the sages used. Isn't it? So the same eyes that the sages used are which ones? Eyes of the heart. Now you can use the eyes of the heart when you give up reliance on the other eyes or other modes of knowledge like thinking and taking only what your senses are showing you to be true. You see, it's like when I was giving the cup, no? If I'm not willing to hand over my true eyes, my old eyes, then how will I get new ones?
Now ask one more thing.
Yeah,
You said that we don't have to wait for perfection, right?
exactly.
So there's a kind of a notion here that I have about this, about like some benchmarking
Yes,
of
exactly.
spirituality,
Exactly.
right? And in my experience, I trust and I know God will not hold back from me, and His curriculum is. I mean, I actually, when I'm with her, I don't have any of these benchmarks, right? It's like really a beggar servant. You have one little, also, it's more than enough for you, right? You don't even deserve that, it feels. So when I'm with her, it's like that. But this thing about not waiting for perfection, can you say?
Yes, yes. It's probably because of the nonsense idea of enlightenment that we have. It's been fed to us that who the enlightened ones are then perfection themselves. And that's why I keep talking about Achinta Bheda Abheda. That even after you realize the oneness with God, in the expression, in our play in the world, we will always get caught up in some identification, and the only way to be safe in that is to only consider yourself as a servant of God.
One sec, you said when we realize our oneness with God,
Yes.
so when I meet, say, Radha's presence so uh, so much with love and all of that,
Yeah.
that is me realizing my oneness with God, or what is it?
Yeah, and that just
deepens,
That
right?
sweetens and sweetens and deepens and deepens,
Yeah.
you see, till you find that you cannot place yourself anymore.
Right.
You cannot place your the me anywhere.
So, with that point is what my mind picks on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I've always tried to say that don't confuse an awakening experience
Yeah.
to mean a finality.
Yeah.
So because that's what Maya uses. Once you start to believe that it's done for you, you're the most fertile ground for pride.
Right.
For any of us. So all of us become the most fertile ground for pride if we start to think that there is no room to grow. That is big trouble, and it is offered in the modern world in this form because teachers wanted followers, teachers wanted to replace themselves with God and say that only look at me, I am enough. And there is, uh, it can be done in the most beautiful way where a devotee, a disciple can have a lot of faith in their teacher, but the teacher has to keep talking about the fact that as the body mind, they are not special, they are nobody. As only an instrument of God, they are useful, and therefore all reverence uh, must be pointed to the source of where all of this beauty, love, and truth comes from. You see, and the body of the teacher is at best just a instrument which you may in your heart feel reverence for, but that cannot be the final destination of your reverence. So till it's a nice placeholder. The form of the teacher is a nice placeholder, but the form of the teacher must keep pointing us to that which is who is beyond form. But in the modern idea of enlightenment, it has become that बस मैं ही मैं हूँ.
Father, so when we are meeting God's presence, I don't know how to ask this. Are you getting my question?
See, that one is getting a question. This instrument has some way to go yet.
Wait, I'll tell you. Wait. It's very hard to ask these questions.
And even harder to presume them.
Presume them, definitely. So,
I have a question related to that.
अच्छा.
okay.
Gali hai sakri, hari hai to main nahi, main hai to hari nahi. Then you're saying that even if we have our hidden vasanas, everything, even then we can have presence of God.
Yes, because that gली is moment to moment. आप गली में उस मोमेंट में किसको चला रहे हो आपकी मर्जी.
And that time it's full, no,
Are you getting the
Father?
point? The point is that it's not that, oh, now this gully is no entry for me and now it is only for God. That can be our intention. But you see that this, my Antakarna, which is the gully, is now only for God. But we immerse ourselves in selfishness, in pride, in grasping, then that is just lip service. So it has to be done over and over, over and over. You see, the road is not static. That once God came, finished, the road vanishes. You see, it's not like that. The road is there. God, 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 Ram, 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 Ram. You see, what is that Ram, Ram? What is that Radha, Radha? What is that Jesus, Jesus? What is that Allah, Allah? You see, we are filling that road with God again and again, again and again. You see? Same for the inquiry, yes. Same. Who am I? The who am I is beautiful because empty is the road of the false one. The minute you question it, it says run. You see, like, who are you? Unless you made mental knowledge out of your inquiry, the minute you question, oh, who wants? You see, who is the one that wants? Who is the one that's not understanding? You ask any of this question, it says, I'll come back later, bye. So the road cleanup happened, and then in that I, you see, it's just like, okay, hear this very carefully with the right ears, okay? When you question I, it's just like saying Ram, Radha, Jesus, Allah. That I, which is the birthplace of the I am. Is it? So that in that beautiful question, who am I? We are emptying the road of the false one and inviting the true one to come. That I. Don't start chanting I. We may be too premature for that. All of us, including myself. Because there's another, sorry. There's another one who loves chanting I, which is the proud one. So we have to be careful.
Father, you said Gali is Sakri, and that every moment when we come to God, or we have the choice to go. So every moment that we come to God in full perfection, right? Like, you know what it's not like lacking.
God is always in full perfection.
Full perfection.
Yes.
Every time we encounter Him,
Yeah.
we don't have to worry that it's not.
We don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you were to use Saint Teresa's terminology, there are parts of this that we have to do. The parts of it that he does, which is the recollection onwards, infused prayer onwards, we can never judge them with human eyes. We can never say less than perfect. Oh, some more love would have been better if can't say that.
So I never have to worry about when I come to the presence. I never have to beat myself with any ideas of
Only worry about pride.
pride.
Never worry about anything else.
This is also pride, no? That perfection.
Exactly.
It's like a blind spot, basically, of right progress. A blind spot of progress, right? Yeah. So this is what I feel like. I don't want it to hold me back because I don't want to be upar niche anywhere in the ladder. I just want to come to her and then I just want to be there. That's what I have to do, right?
Yes, and this one give to her right now.
Okay.
You see, because this one will again start saying, is this good? Is this right? Is this perfect? You see, dissolve that one in full innocence.
Okay, I'm happy I'm saying all this. I wouldn't see it otherwise, yeah.
Just what do we remember of ourselves when we are in darshan of God?
Nothing.
Is it a man having a darshan of God?
Not at all.
Woman?
Not
Somebody who started the practice?
Not at all.
None of these.
Nothing. Okay, so no analysis at all.
Yeah, and no, not too much planning, strategizing,
Yeah.
tactics. None of that. You have God's name. You have the inquiry. More than enough. The faith in both those practices, either of those practices, will deepen as you stay with them. In the sense that the deepening of the faith is the letting go of the forgetting, the deepening of the faith is when the irrelevance of this world, this Maya, becomes more and more apparent in relation to God. And God Himself is seen as the world, as whatever is manifesting. What is a good antidote to pride? Another antidote to pride is this. I heard Bhaiji say this. He said, if you just meet everyone as if they are just God dressed up in that body, you see, you just make a practice out of this also, that just meet everyone as if it is God dressed up in that body, God dressed up in that body. Then soon you start to see it like that.
Father, I want to say this. I feel like that really poked me somewhere. It's good. That felt like one chamat.
Which
Yeah.
one?
That give this one also.
Huh?
When
Yes,
you,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
I'm happy.
Because then that means that something was being held
Yeah,
on to there.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So that's a good sign also. Then
yeah,
if something feels like a chop,
yeah, yeah.
although the intention was not to chop at all, so
No, it's
then
good.
that's a good sign, because then you are noticing that maybe something got too strongly made as a plan.
Yeah, I can see, Father, the planner.
Yeah.
I can see the planner. Actually, through that, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it says, okay, now I know what I have to do.
yeah,
Through this, I will find God and meet God. You see?
yeah.
But that one has to go, because it makes us very closed. Because one instruction is there for us today, tomorrow some other instruction may be there for you. Helpless in ourselves, confident in God. Helpless in ourselves, confident in God.
Father, so to meet things without making positions is so important actually. To not meet them,
Yes.
like not,
That's a trick. No?
yeah.
That's a trick. Because otherwise, whether we like it or not, we will become proud. If you feel like now I have the perfect way for me, today that might be in a very useful, helpful way, that oh, I found the perfect path for me, thank you so much. You see? But day after tomorrow, it will start comparing your perfect path to everybody else's imperfect seeming path, and some pride will come because of that. You see? It seeps in these ways. Yeah. In this way, then devotion to the master is helpful, because you just say, I don't know really, but he has told me to do this, so that's what I'm following for now. Tomorrow he may be telling me to do something else. You see, so we can never build a foundation for the ego in our spirituality. But what we have been guided to, we must then dive in full-heartedly. Look at the absurd situation of our life. We have God's name, and yet we worry. And I explained to you that God's name is not just a name, it's a hotline to Him. You see, that He has to answer. So if you have a hotline to God, how can you worry?
Father, is the name of Ram higher than the form of Ram? Is it closer to
There's no difference. There's no difference. Whatever gets you to Him. So again, if you apply the same thing, you see? So you say, Raghu and Raghav, two friends who passed away and went to Ramji. So then Ramji said to Raghu that you did very well because you kept calling Ram, Ram, Ram. But he said to Raghav, you made a mistake because you didn't say my name Ram, 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 you just kept looking at my picture. Do you think that could happen?
I only meant that.
So just to simplify it for you and for all of us, when our focus is not on me and it is turned towards God, and it's always going to be turned towards God in an imperfect way, that's all that's needed.
Because the other day you said we were talking about all these names and forms, and you said there is only one, let's not forget.
Yeah.
And I think my question was aiming a little bit at that because I was reading Papaji and he said something very controversial that I...
Papaji or Babaji?
Yeah, Papaji, yeah. Nothing
We'll just
ever...
get him to answer.
What?
If the question is too difficult, we'll ask him to answer.
Oh.
That's it. He said controversial ritual.
Yeah. He was saying that the gods come to earth to take satsang from the enlightened ones.
Yeah.
And that even Ram had attachments. And Krishna. And so I also remember, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember if it was Hanuman or Tulsidarji. I can't remember who it was, but
Hanumanji came to meet Tulsidarji.
yeah, someone said that the name of Ram is the highest. So it reminded me of that. So the question went to, is it true that the form of Ram, and if so, Jesus, is lower in a way than God itself, but also that the name is higher than that form because it brings us to the real, which is beyond the form that incarnated on earth.
Okay, so he said that?
No, Papaji said the thing about the...
God's coming to attend satsang.
Yes.
Yes. So, well, there's many, like usually in India you'll find, and anywhere in the world you'll find also, but in India also you'll find that everyone that's following a particular path will say that their path is only the highest. You see? So if they are on a Ram Bhakti path, then Ram is only highest. If they are on Krishna Bhakti path, then Krishna is only the highest. and everybody else, they say, is deluded. You see? But there are also sages who tell us that to make differences in God based on name and form is the greatest stupidity and maybe the greatest sin. You see? Now, which one are you going to listen to? Between the two schools of thought, which is somehow it always works out that the path that we are on seems to work out to be the highest. And the second school of thought, which is that it's a sheer foolishness to make distinctions and categories between forms of God.
Yeah, I don't feel that there's a distinction between forms. Like I wouldn't be able to say what difference there is between Ram and Jesus.
Yes, but high and low has to mean some distinction.
Yeah, I felt what he was saying was that these incarnations were lower than the enlightened ones. I felt that that's what he was saying, and I thought that's
Okay.
quite a thing to say.
All kinds of things.
Okay.
It is true that there's a lot of history where, like Ramji himself came to meet Tulsidas ji. You see? But that was a good use of his time. Not that he came to meet Tulsidas ji to get something from him. Or to meet Hanumanji came to meet Tulsidas ji to get something from him. If I'm a deep lover of God, what better use of my time than to meet other lovers of God? And in India, all these gods keep meeting each other. Yeah, like Shivji came for Ramji's birth. Then he came various times in his life. And Ramji built a idol to Shivji for Rameshwar. He said that Shivji is the god for Ram. What to do?
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything, but then.
No, it's fine. It's a good conversation. So Ram is saying that Shivji is his god, and Shivji is saying that Ram is his god. See? So the lesson I would learn from that is that if our God himself is that humble, then we better learn from him. That even in all his expressions, all his things, he's just full of reverence for God. And we can learn that from him. Now, in our history, there have been such great sages, great teachers, that God himself, especially the demigods, there are some demigods also, like Indra and his people, who then used to go to these beautiful satsangs, and teachers were that great, and they would learn from them. You see, it is also said that the Lord himself would revere some of the sages, so he would touch their feet and do these things. So it is just his humility, his love. But I don't feel like any teacher has said that, like God comes to satsang to hear me speak.
Yeah, I had trouble.
Like he may learn something. Yeah?
I had trouble reading that because I felt that it implied that Jesus was lower than an enlightened one.
No.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
can learn from all our elders, all the ones who've come before us, but we can always rely on God's presence in the moment more than anything written in any book or any testimony or any history. In that way, it remains a living knowledge. We talked about it last time, that I love Swami Satchitanandendra Saraswati because he said that intuitive insight gets a higher position than the words of scripture. And it's a very logical thing to say also, because the words of scripture are reverential because they came from intuitive insight. You see, by those sages. Now, many times we get into a fallacy that intuitive insight only used to operate thousands of years ago. Now it stopped operating after that. It's not true. The same one who gave the Vedas to those sages thousands and thousands of years ago is the one who sits in your heart and guides you. So the author of all the scriptures is right there with you. So whenever we come, what to do when we find some troubling things, and you'll find some troubling things with all teachers. Especially myself, you'll find thousands of them. So what to do with them? Just say, okay, this one troubling thing is there. Now, were there 99 other helpful things or not? You see? Now, if the ratio is not 99 to 1, then you leave that teacher. But if it is 99 to 1, then focus on the 99, forget about that. Yeah. Because that 100% teacher you will not find. You see? But if it's 50-50 also, then I would not go to that teacher. I have to deal with a lot of things which my heart doesn't agree with. Half of them I can't agree with. The other half seems to be helpful. No, you will find that 99 to 1. I look at a book called I Am That. So beautiful. But because of translation issues, half the times awareness is misused, consciousness is misused. This is being plugged in randomly, and on many occasions. Because maybe the one who was translating, I don't know what words in Marathi Maharaj was using to share that, but because the translator probably at that moment did not get the sense of what they were writing fully, that's why a lot of those pointers can be misunderstood. But overall, is it a good book? Of course, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So you can value that because the 99 to 1 ratio applies. But what is the nature of our mind?
To focus on that little red dot.
So that same thing, the white wall, blue dot, that has to be resolved for something. And what happens after it is resolved? It's forgotten. You see? And something else comes.
Yeah, I let it go and I wasn't going to bring it up, and then somehow it came back. So
it's very good. It's very, very good.
He says a lot of very interesting things, so I guess something kind of gets attracted to that as well because it's him.
So between the two camps, I'm sure you can guess, who considers it to be the biggest foolishness to say that this expression of the Lord was worse or better than this expression. We are of course free to say, Ramji appeals to me in my heart more than Shivji, you see. But we can only say for the moment. You see. But this I don't know. I don't have any power to do it. But if if it were up to me, I would dissolve all these stupid boundaries between religions and incarnations and all of these things. One God, million pathways to God. God expresses Himself in this beautiful way. Whenever there's too much trouble on our tiny little planet, He comes, He reveals Himself as the Lord in full God and full human ways. And to say, this one is higher or that one is higher. And how does it help? You see? Suppose I had a list. Huh? Krishna, number 1. Ramji, number 2. Then Matsya Avatar, number 3. Then this Avatar, number 4. And then Jesus somewhere, number 6. Somewhere. What am I going to do with that list?
Go to the highest.
Huh?
Go to the highest.
Go to the highest one. So just like He is the one. Krishna is the one now. But as long as I go to Krishna and I keep saying that the others are not as high as Him, I don't feel like I'll get anywhere. I may say Krishna is the one for me. He is number 1 for me. The minute I say He has to be number 1 for everyone, then with that pride will I get entry into Krishna's Vaikunt? No, I won't.
Father, like you said, even if you say Krishna is number 1 for me, is only for the moment. You can't
Exactly.
say it.
Can't say.
God knows it.
Exactly. And then the mind uses that to trouble you, Oh, last year though you were doing Krishna, Krishna. But God knows everything.
Meher Baba wrote a
Yeah?
song. No? Meher Baba wrote a song for that. The
What
7
it
names
is?
of God.
Acha.
So they wrote the 7 names of God in one song.
Really? Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that kind of universal love type thing. This divisive stuff is too much. So what to not bother our insides with this stuff? If it troubles you, throw it away. Troubles you somewhere in the heart. If it troubles your intellect, it's very good. Then stay with it and contemplate. You see? But if it troubles you somewhere in the heart, it hurts you. Just throw it away. If something has to reveal itself later, it's fine.
It's good that you make that distinction.
Yes. It's very important. Maharaj himself said, when somebody said, I can't get this part about what you say, I just don't agree with this part about what you say. He said, but there are 100 other things. I said, do you agree with that? Do you stay with that? That's enough. You leave that. That's the nature of our mind is to find. Many people come to satsang here, we hear full satsang, and they go back saying, that one thing he said, that's why I don't come to satsang. But what about the other? There's so much being spoken. Will you waste the opportunity to be in satsang because one thing you found you didn't agree with? Or even 5 things you found that you didn't agree with? If the ratio is 5 to 500, then it's fine. But if there are 5 things and then there were 5 things only which your heart resonated with, then this is not the right place to be for those who come.
If you said if your intention is true, if you really want to meet God, if I say Ram or Rama, also doesn't matter. And the same with the sage, if you're really reading that book with the thing with reverence or to understand that openness itself, somehow grace will come and kind of give that. Suppose you really have a true question in that way, he answers it and takes away that doubt. Like even now you're telling us in satsang, so now he'll figure out a way to get
But mostly
you.
this guidance which I just shared is for like people like me who Like that's a chicken and egg problem. You're reading the book so that you can come to that point of openness, of love, of devotion. So if that becomes the prerequisite to reading the book, then it's easier. So it depends on the stage of where we are in our spiritual quest as well. Okay, but in all of this, don't forget the main thing, which is God, yes. And the fact that you have God's name, and God's name gives you access to Him, more intimate access than being in His room. Room, like you put yourself in His heart by taking His name. You become central for Him when you take His name. You're all that matters to Him when you take His name. Huh? How He manages time, don't ask me. But He does. Yeah. So, forget the foolish one who spoke these words, but what has been spoken is very sacred. If you just use that, then Maya cannot come close to you. If you have the Lord's name at any level of your antakarna, Maya cannot come close to you. And then more and more your heart will belong to God. And that relationship of love will only deepen. Same for the inquiry. If you take it on, then don't leave it. Remember, we are practicing only so that we can live it the rest of the day. Our practice is not just for that practice. We practice to apply. We don't practice just to practice. No? We practice to apply. So we practice the sadhana, whether it's taking God's name or doing the inquiry, so that we can apply throughout our day, throughout our life. So if God gives us the opportunity to be by ourselves for some time and practice, then you continue that. Our practice should not end saying now time up. Now it is time for the mind, for Maya. Keep it alive, keep it alive. Nothing will go wrong. You see? Nothing will go wrong. If there is something to be done, who can do it better, God or you? We leave His name, why? Huh? Why do we leave His name? Because there's something I have to do. You see? But that, if it has to be done, who can do it better? If He didn't want it done, the whole world would dissolve. Like if it is not His will, then put all your effort, all of that, and just when it's time, you may die. The whole world may dissolve. We have no power in this. You see? So, let me put it another way. I know I complicated it. Can anything ever get worse if Ramji is here? Can we ever say, oh, why did you come now? I was busy doing something. Why did you have to come? You see? But actually that's how we live. We feel like this we have to do ourselves. You see? No, you go away. You see? So we have shunned Him and shunned Him and shunned Him in our life constantly, even in our spiritual life. You see? And yet He is waiting patiently to be called. Look at that humility. Look at that humility. No? The Lord of the universe wait for us. And then, if we call him, and if we don't feel love or peace or joy, instantly then we feel like you betrayed me, I called you, you didn't do anything. After shunning him all our life. So this is our pride. But it's his mercy that he accepts us as foolish children and says, okay, children, it's okay. So then, now that you know this, now that you know that God's name is with you and how it is so powerful, may none of you waste this insight. May you apply it. May you have the intention at least to spend every waking moment of your life in His remembrance, in His presence. And remember that it has nothing to do with the path that you pick. I explained to you how who am I is the same thing. You see? This is the way to unceasing prayer or nirantar prayer, nirantar japa. You see? So Baiji says 3 things have made the most difference to him in his life. First is taking God's name. Second is trusting God's grace with full faith. Just trust Him fully with full faith. And the third is meet everyone as if meeting God. So I'm meeting you in the form of Tejas, but I know you are God. See? Like that. Just meet everyone in your life like that. See? Because it's very true, and we cannot never become proud if we do that. Meet them as God. Meet them as God. In the sense that, in that there can be a sense of parity. In what you said is very beautiful, but there can be a sense of parity. What I am saying is just maybe not. We don't bow down to everyone outwardly. Maybe we do, but at least inwardly, he has said, one of the greatest sages to have ever lived has given us the roadmap. He said these 3 things took care of everything, and you know that. He was a freedom fighter, so he was imprisoned, he was in various kinds of trouble, all kinds of things. But just by these 3 things, he says that Gandhiji treats me as family. You see, all the beautiful ones in this world, they are close to me, although I came from nowhere. You see, all by God's grace taking His name. So all in our lives will be taken care of. So saying the name or constant self-inquiry, trusting that His grace is more than enough to take care of everything that ever happens to you. Every single problem of yours fully taken care of by His grace. That's the second thing. And to meet everyone as they are God, just in the disguise of whatever body they are wearing. Beautiful. And my feeling is if you do the first constantly, the other 2 will naturally happen. So don't worry about how will I juggle 3 variables. Do the first. Stay with God. Stay with Him. Stay with Him. Stay with Him. In name, in presence, whichever way, stay with Him.
I feel there is such fire in these ones when I see their story, like the story of Papaji or many others. It really is like their head is on fire and they're finding that pond of water. It really,
Their head is on fire.
yeah, I heard that metaphor a long time ago. And yeah, you have to look for God as if your head was on fire and you're looking for
Yeah.
that little pond of water.
Yeah.
And whenever I read about them or I hear their story, or it is like that. I don't.
And yes, I'm waiting for part 2.
Yeah, I don't feel my fire is like theirs.
So, do step 1. Is the fire going up or down?
I don't know. It felt more fiery at the beginning. I don't know if the fire is going up or down.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take your word for that one for now.
Okay.
You stay with this unceasingly. Yeah?
Yes. But I'll fail. I'm saying yes, but I'll
You're
fail.
predicting me.
Yeah.
I'm predicting it'll not.
I mean, I'll falter a lot because that's been the case.
All of us. I don't feel anyone will falter as much as I did or do. All of us will falter. When we fall down, what to do?
Get up.
Get back up. Don't think about falling down. This is a good example. This moment is for whom? God. This moment is for whom? God. This moment is for whom? Now, after 3 moments of God, this moment, God. It has to be like that. Because the minute it says, okay, now 4 moments went with God, now what's happening to me? You see, then that can become 40 moments. Then that can become 40 days. You see? So, when you notice yourself getting back into me, come back to God. That's all. Huh? Yeah. How to turn to God, you know. You know or no? All of you know. Take God's name, do the self-inquiry, stay with His presence, all the tips, open and empty, everything is for that. You see? But it has to be applied constantly. Because then, if you're trying to fill your cup with Amrit, the immortal nectar, which is the Atma itself, if you're trying to fill your cup with that, then how much Coca-Cola can you mix into it? Is it? So constantly we have to empty out the egotism and fill with God. How much time do we have? Not much. Swami Ramsukdas was saying that the wealth that we are building is completely nonsensical. It won't help us at all when we need help the most. But the wealth that we should build is the spiritual wealth. That is the only wealth we'll take along. how seriously to take the words of the sages? Not much. Like, what do they know? Like that? Why am I prodding like that? Because that is the nature of the mind. No, we hear these things every day, but somewhere Maya works and it's okay, we'll see this time. All the sages have told us there's no time, but we live like we have time. So that disconnect we have to break somewhere. And what is being asked of us? Spend your time with the highest. What is the bad news in that?
So Dasti also said, I just heard that short, that if you have the intention to find, you have come to satsang and you want to have a darshan, then what are you doing? Why are you not doing it? If you're not doing it, then why are you here? Why are you sitting in this satsang? He said, then go away and don't waste your time on literally that. Just as directly as that. Here is only you have to find God, and that's why I'm. He says you should be so grateful you found the goal, you found the satsang, and there was this desire in your heart to do the thing. It's like such a shock. It was a very.
So how many of us are in this together now? Unceasing prayer. And prayer includes inquiry, everything. Yes? Nobody on Zoom? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now it's just peer pressure. Thank you.
Sometimes the other things can still happen. Through that, I find some way to live.
Other things will happen. In the sense, work may continue to happen with the body, parenting may continue to happen through the body, uh, husbanding may continue to happen through the body, although very little if you ask Karim. But all these things may continue to happen with the body. But that doesn't mean that we leave him, because who can play all of these roles better than him? Other things can continue to happen. We don't go anywhere. We stay with him. Do you all have the tools that you need for the unceasing presence, to be with the unceasing presence of God? All have the tools? You're new, my dear. How do you feel? You have the tools you need to be with God. Do you feel like you have the pathway clear?
I'm not sure,
Don't worry, don't worry. It's
but I try, and sometimes in some momentums I have felt it, but again doubts come, and some way it feels like sometimes it feels maybe I am not ready yet, or sometimes it feels that maybe I should focus on some other thing, and some other times I also feel betrayed.
yes.
Yes, so very, I understand that very small and very belittling sentiment, but yes, those things happen. and I slid away and again tried to go back, but I already understand I have lost some time, and that is disappointing.
Today is never too late. Today is never too late. Tomorrow will be. So start today. Start today. Doubts come. Many times we feel like I'm not made for this, I'm not cut out for this. You see? But all of us are only made for this. How do we know? You see? How do we know? Nothing else gives us lasting contentment. True or no? That's why you're here. Mostly people don't come here. Because something, you must not be finding full contentment in something else, which brings you to satsang like this, where there's nothing that it promises you in the world. I have not promised stress-free life. I have not promised healthy body. I have not promised anything. Only promising that there's a pathway to God, that you can be with Him. You see? So, and you're still here after 3 hours. You see? So, whether your mind realizes it or not, something must be ready for this. Don't worry. What is the other option? What do you speak at home?
I'm from
Bengali. Only I have, my parents gave me a Bengali first name, but my Bengali is really bad. but many times we say, that maybe I am not cut out for this, or this is not for me. It is spirituality, or God is not for me. So I always ask, so what is option B? फिर क्या करेंगे? ये नहीं करेंगे तो फिर क्या?
Sometimes I don't know if those are options.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the only option, but not always it is convinced.
Correct. Exactly. But if you look at it even rationally, you see, like spirituality is not a rational path actually. But if you look at this question even rationally, that okay, I'm not cut out for God, then am I cut out for money? Am I cut out for relationship? Am I cut out for just taking care of the body? Am I just cut out for intellectual understanding of science and things like that? You see, and where does all of that end? You see, it needs a very quick end, when we question it. Like we say, what is the point of searching for God? But what is the point of everything else? So I don't know if some of you heard, but the creator of this comic called Dilbert, the office one, Dilbert. So he just passed away yesterday or day before. Can somebody pull out his note if you just do a search for Scott Adams, last will? He's got something interesting he said over there. We'll close satsang with that. He was the creator of this comic which became very popular called Dilbert, where they would make fun of this whole cubicle culture, office space, politics, and all of these things. So he passed away, but in the last few days he wrote a will. So he was an atheist, but see what he writes. Yeah, my final will, and yes.
Only message from Swami.
Yeah, that's it. A final message from Scott Adams. and I may not read the full thing, but if you are reading this, things did not go well for me. I have a few things to say before I go. My body failed before my brain, and I am of sound mind as I write this. January 1st, 2026. If you wonder about any of my choices for my estate or anything else, please know that I am free of any coercion or inappropriate influence of any sort, I promise. Next, many of my Christian friends have asked me to find Jesus before I go. I am not a believer, but I admit the risk-reward calculation for doing so looks attractive. Huh? Just on 3-4 days before dying, he said. I have to admit the risk-reward calculation for doing so looks attractive. So here I go. I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I look forward to spending an eternity with Him. The part about me not being a believer should be quickly resolved if I woke up in heaven. I won't need any more convincing than that, and I hope I'm qualified for entry. That I didn't read any further than that. But what's happening here? Someone has been given the diagnosis. It's the last few hours of their life, and they're realizing that besides passing on their estate, what is it that they can hope to have in store for them? This body is going to go. You see? So at least in his last few days, he gave up on that pride and made that petition to God. You see? Now, I don't know, God is merciful and we all pray that his wish comes true. But we should never bring our life to this point. In India, people say, in the last breath, if you remember Ramji's name, then Ram will give you home at his feet. But it's also made clear that till you haven't remembered him for most of your life, it's not going to happen at the last moment. So that last moment remembrance is just like this petition, which I found very powerful, like a very powerful statement on the human condition from a commentator of the human condition who's seen life at very close range. He also said that I'm not a believer, but what could it hurt? What could it hurt? But somewhere behind that what could it hurt is that fear of an uncertainty or missing out on the highest possibility. So we must not allow our lives to bring us to that end. Can we come to a point where we'll meet our death with God confidence? And that will happen through our bhakti, through our sadhana, through our seva in this life. Here's a man who has everything. Fame, everybody knows about him. We are so far away, we are sitting talking about him. Obviously had money, that's why he had a will for his estate. You see, everything. And yet, when life itself is about to be taken, then you face that and you say, what do I really have? And in this case, what do I really know? Very touching. No? I felt it very important to read this.
Then he says he's asking people, the readers, to be useful. Maybe his way of saying be in service.
Be in service. It's that really we talk about the ephemeral nature of this life constantly in satsang, but it really hits you, no, like this. Imagine getting the diagnosis that you have a few days to live. Okay. Yes, yes, please. Thank you. Both of us. I'll bring the equalizer to your beautiful singing and do the neutralizing.
What was the lyric?
Rakh bharo. He's scamming me.
राख भरोसो भाई रे, राम जी को राख भरोसो भाई रे, राख भरोसो भाई रे, राम जी को राख भरोसो भाई रे।
राम भरोसो जो तू राखे, राम भरोसो कमी नहीं राखे, काई रे कमी नहीं राखे।
राम जी को राख भरोसो भाई रे,
राख
भरोसो भाई रे, राम जी को राख भरोसो भाई रे।
जो तू राखे
राम भरोसो जो तू राखे, राम भरोसो कमी नहीं
कोई पाई
रे,
कमी
नहीं कोई पाई रे, राम जी को राख भरोसो भाई रे, राम जी को राख भरोसो भाई रे।
This one? द्वारे मैं नहीं जाऊं,
यहाँ मेरे मन
राम जी को राख भरोसो भाई रे, राख भरोसो भाई रे, राख भरोसो भाई रे, राम जी को राख भरोसो भाई जी को राख भरोसो।
राख भरोसो
भाई रे, राम जी को राख भरोसो भाई,
राख
भरोसो भाई रे, राम जी को राख भरोसो भाई। हरि जी को छोड़ जगत को जाचे, हरि जी को छोड़ जगत को जाचे। Something.
They do one large eye shape.
को राख भरोसो भाई, जी को राख भरोसो भाई।